Twitter at BIDNESSSQUARE at Business Square on Twitter. You can follow me on Instagram at Man on the Square, which is MANONTHESQUARE at Man on the Square on Instagram or at Business Square on Twitter, or you can just simply hashtag Ed Memphis. I want to get right into it, folks. We got new and exclusive details on the Nipsey Hussle murder. I got back information because this situation actually goes a little ways back. So I'm gonna catch y'all up to speed. I'm gonna jump right into it right away. First of all, what people don't know is Nipsey Hussle was already having issues with the LAPD. The LAPD were harassing Nipsey Hussle's store, that whole storefront, that plaza strip. The LAPD had been harassing him hard recently. That's the reason why he wrote the letter, the email to the police department about coming down there to meet with them. It wasn't just about gun violence and trying to come to a solution on gang activity, like they tried to make it out, like Nipsey, tried to make it out to be spinning the narrative. What really happened is Nipsey Hussle was going to meet with them. One of the main reasons was because the LAPD were harassing his store, harassing patrons of the store and everything. They were really sweating the store on a frequent basis, putting pressure on him. Second of all, I want to say this too before I get back into that. A lot of the CNN reports and stuff of that nature, they really doing some low down stuff, man. It's really sick what they doing to our people. They try to make us look like we just violent and we all hating each other, and this Nipsey Hussle thing is gonna cause so much animosity and blood in the streets to spill. Man, that ain't true. I got, direct lines from people out in LA that's telling us, hey man, brother, hey, they ain't doing that. Them folks is, bro, everybody at that Candlelight Vigil was peaceful. It wasn't no beef. Didn't nobody get stabbed, contrary to the rumors in the news that was reported on CNN and all of different outlets. Didn't nobody get stabbed at the Nipsey Hussle Vigil. Nobody got stabbed. That is not true. What really happened was a beer bottle broke. Somebody dropped a beer bottle. And when they dropped the beer bottle, people just got frantic and scared and ran. So that's what happened. Nobody got stabbed at the Nipsey Hussle tribute visual. Nobody got beat up. None of that stuff. It wasn't even like that. It wasn't even that type of party. Everybody there was peaceful. Folks were playing Nipsey's music, laughing. They were doing what Nipsey would have wanted them to do. That's what they were doing. People wasn't even on that. Because first of all, it was not no gang-related issue anyway. This was a rogue, isolated snitch who was known to be working with the government, a known informant. Eric Holder was. Of course, Eric Holder was caught by the police yesterday. He was caught out in Bellflower, which is like 15 minutes outside of Long Beach. He was caught in Bellflower at the 9,000 block of Arteria at a mental hospital. Now, how is this a known killer, street gangster? Let's get this straight, y'all. Eric Holder wasn't some dork in the community. He wasn't like that. Eric Holder, Nipsey's killer, was a gangster. He was a Crip. He put in blood. He put in plenty of work. So he had already had bodies, from what they say, from what the streets are saying. He had already killed people before. So him having the audacity to kill Nip wasn't nothing new. Now, my question is, you a known snitch. Everybody in the neighborhood knows that you've been working with the government. You a known informant. Why would you even show up to Nipsey about anything? Why would you even approach Nipsey knowing that your face card ain't good in the hood? You think Nipsey don't know that? So that's my first question. See, y'all got to stop undermining the government. I ain't no conspiracy theorist or nothing like that, but it just adds up. We not stupid. It's common sense. 1 + 1 = 2. It ain't no arguing about this. It's common sense shit. All of a sudden, a known snitch in the hood who has bodies, so he's willing to kill and betray his own community, approaches Nipsey Hussle. What a coincidence. The day that he killed Nipsey just so happened to be the one day that Nipsey's bodyguard was off work. Nipsey's bodyguard was off work that day. Let's get that straight. Nipsey's bodyguard had took the day off only because, well, he was scheduled to be off. because he needs to take a break too. You know what I'm saying? So he can tend to his family, things of that nature. So what a coincidence, on the day that Nipsey Hussle's bodyguard is off work is the day dude approaches him and kills him. What a coincidence. He killed this man in front of everybody to make a statement. And they made sure they did it right in the middle of Nipsey's hood to put a stigma on the black community. They didn't kill Nipsey in West Hollywood or nothing like that. They killed him in the middle of his hood. What a coincidence. What does that do to the narrative of the hood? That creates a negative narrative, a negative cloud over the hood. That puts a black cloud over the neighborhood. It makes it like, oh, we can't help the hood because when we help the hood, we're going to get done like Nipsey. No, that's not true. And we as people got to stop doing this, stop putting that image out there amongst our own people, because that's not what happened. This was some rogue, isolated nigga who was hating. And later, the dude is mentally unstable. Was found at a mental hospital. Dog, y'all got to realize when the government takes out people on some political assassination stuff, they don't go find no white boy to do it or some unknown cat, because that's going to obviously stand out. Who is this guy? Why was he even in our neighborhood? He was random. But it makes more sense, and it helps them steer the narrative away from the truth. If they can find somebody in that neighborhood, somebody that's already somewhat of a recognizable face in that neighborhood. So it makes sense to the most people on a simple level as to why it happened. You understand what I'm saying? These folks, COINTELPRO program was all about that. They would catch niggas in the hood who caused simple petty charges. It could have been they could have got caught with a couple crack rocks. You know what I'm saying? Could have got caught with a couple rocks. Man, could have got caught with a 3.5 or anything. You know what I'm saying? The police say, you know what? We're going to stick this charge to you. You already got prior, so we can send you upstate for another 5 to 10 unless you work with us. And then you got a person like that who's already a known informant. So he don't care anyway. His face card already destroyed in the hood. So he already can't. He's already been disgraced to the hood. That's why Nipsey told him to get away from around there. So what else can you do to be legend in the hood that you to put all this work in? What else can you do other than take out the biggest name in that neighborhood? Think about it, bro. Think about it. Nipsey had already, okay, it's a lot of information y'all don't know. Nipsey had already, okay, the Los Angeles Rams are building a stadium near that, that Crenshaw area. So they're building a stadium only minutes away from that. They are trying to gentrify their neighborhood. They really want to push all the blacks out. It's the same shit they doing in all the other cities worldwide. They find the reason to push all the blacks out so that the white people can come back into the inner city so that they can be closer to the happiness of the city, like the football games, the basketball games, and all that. So they're buying up all their property. Nipsey, you got a person like Nipsey, a hood cat, hood nigga telling them, hey man, don't sell your property. Buy up everything in the hood. Buy the hood up. Don't let them folks buy y'all property, move y'all out, then the property worth 10, 20 times more than what y'all sold it for. Don't let them fool and bamboozle y'all. Buy the property up in the hood. That's what the narrative Nipsey was pushing. Nipsey was pushing entrepreneurship, ownership. It's a reason why it's been many years since they killed a high-profile artist, like especially in LA. All of a sudden, they just so happen to kill the most active in the community, the most politically involved, the most self-aware, the entrepreneur of all of them. They happen to kill him. He happens to get caught up in murder, in a violent murder, and he wasn't even on no murder shit. He wasn't even on no violent shit. Think about it, folks. Don't let these folks bamboozle y'all, bro. This is facts. They wanted that neighborhood, bro. They won't push all that out. They try to push them people out to the suburbs, and everybody's in the suburbs and start coming back into the city. They basically flipping the cities upside down all across the country. It's called gentrification. Push the niggas up out the inner city, push them to the suburbs on the outskirts, bring the whites and the upperclassmen back in. so we can be closer to what's going on, so we can walk to the games. We can walk to the concerts. We ain't drive 30, 45 minutes in traffic and all that. That's what's going on. This was way bigger than some gang shit. This was way bigger than Dr. Sebi. This had nothing to do with Dr. Sebi dying. I mean, Dr. Sebi's documentary. Now, it might have added, his documentary may have added to the fact, but this was not the sole cause of it. It wasn't even the primary factor in it. Primary factor in this was big business. Nip was putting a dick in the white folks' pocket, telling them, buy up the property in the neighborhood. Then he buying properties, giving the blacks somewhere to hang out, somewhere to be, so they ain't got to get locked up. It's harder for the LAPD to run up on folks in a plaza and start and conduct stop and frisk when the person on the plaza telling the police, oh, they cool, bro, leave them folks alone. I don't mind them being on my property. This my property. They can stand over here. LAPD got a problem with that because now you hurt the shakedown. Guess what? When the shakedowns and all the crimes and stuff go down, they start laying out police. They don't have an incentive to have as many police on the street because crime going down. Niggas ain't doing shit like that no more. LA ain't even gang banging like that no more. Niggas in LA still banging. Of course, you can still get it in LA on any day and time. But niggas in LA done wised up, bro. Niggas done got a lot smarter in LA. Niggas ain't with that dumb shit no more. Just popping no nigga like Nipsey just cause a political leader. Nipsey was the Fred Hampton of our time, bro. That's what Nipsey was to our community. He was the Fred Hampton of our community, of our generation. Some folks, I was at first saying Martin and Luther and Malcolm and all that, but Nip was way more on the ground than that. He was directly with the people. So, y'all got to understand that. Understand this. All of a sudden, what a coincidence, the day that Nipsey's bodyguard takes off work. Nipsey's bodyguard takes off work. Well, he didn't take off work. He was scheduled to be off. This was his day off. He at home chilling with his family. He didn't know Nip was even going out that day. So, he chilling. And what a coincidence, the day that Nip's bodyguard is off, the dude catches Nip and kills him that day. Out of all the days you catch him, the day his bodyguard ain't there. The fact he even attempted it, the day his bodyguard wasn't even there. Like, y'all think these folks, who else would know, who else would line it up better than other than the government? Ain't no regular nigga that pumping off emotion gonna get that lucky. He that lucky to where his emotion is at an all-time high of rage, just so happened to be on the very day Nipsey's bodyguard ain't there. Man, come on, man. Wake the fuck up. This shit ain't hard to figure out. This shit ain't rocket science. Quit letting them steer the narrative in another direction on y'all. Oh, it was simple as that. It was just jealousy. Yeah, that was it. The government knew. The government, bro, they got a hand on everybody, especially in this day and age when we got these phones and shit. They looking at my eye contact right now. They can tell who I am, what condition my health is in, all that shit, bro. They can tell any diseases a nigga got, all that shit just from us holding these phones all day long. That technology is crazy. So with that being said, they know who is the perfect candidate to carry out their work so that they can steer the narrative correctly. They not finna hire no white boy or some random ass nigga to walk up on Nipsey in the middle of Crenshaw and shoot this man. Because the first thing everybody else gonna want to know is who the fuck is this guy? Who is this guy? How did this random ass nigga get in our neighborhood anyway to do some shit like that? Then everybody is gonna clearly raise the question of the government, or is it political? But if you get somebody from your own from their own neighborhood that the people are already slightly familiar with, which was the case with Eric Holder, Shitty Cuz, everybody in the neighborhood knew Shitty. They already knew Shitty, so Shitty being in the neighborhood was not uncommon. It wasn't random, even though Shitty's face card was no good. Yeah, he could walk down the block, probably, but niggas know not to fuck with him. We ain't rocking with Shitty. We ain't rocking with Shitty because Shitty already an informant. So if you in a position where the whole neighborhood already know you an informant, then you got Nipsey, a rapper in your eyes. He's a TV person. He's a star. You got a rapper pulling your card, telling you your face card ain't no good in front of everybody, embarrassing you, rejecting you, stripping you of your pride. Hell yeah. They already knew they already knew Nipsey's personality. The government know all this shit. They know how to read you perfectly. Okay, Nip is a passionate person about keeping it real. That's his whole motive. So if a fake nigga walk up to Nipsey and Nipsey know they fake, Nipsey gonna call them out on being fake, especially if it's been detrimental to the community. Nipsey gonna definitely tell them that they fake. So as soon as Nipsey tells you fake, the government already know what type of person they dealing with Eric Holder with Shitty. He already got bodies. He's already done shit that forced him to work with the government. So they already know he gonna react in the manner that they want him to react. They just need to pump. They just need to send him to the spot. They were the ones who already knew that Nipsey's bodyguard wasn't gonna work that day. Hell, they'll fucking follow your schedule closely and follow your patterns and figure out what day your bodyguards are. They'll figure out your schedule and your whereabouts and your movements. So all they gotta do is say, hey, Nipsey's bodyguard is off that day on Sunday. Walk up to him. He gonna call you out about being a snitch. Once he call you out about being a snitch, you do your thing from there. Fuck him. You think that ain't very logical? That's not possible? Y'all niggas crazy. If you think it was simply a killing out of all the shit Nipsey had going on, it's no way. They just finally used Eric Holder because what y'all got to realize, just days before Nipsey was killed, Nipsey shot a music video with John Legend and DJ Khaled. He shot it on the top floor of a parking garage, right? Nipsey hired 10, well, not Nipsey, but the situation, they hired 10 police officers to work that video shoot. And they closed the video shoot off to anybody in public. You weren't directly working on that video, you don't need to be there. And they booked the top 2 floors of the garage to keep people away from Nipsey while he shot this video. Y'all don't think Nipsey already, his life was being threatened in? That's why they did all. That's why they took all those precautionary security measures. They already was threatening Nipsey's life. The police were already harassing Nipsey's business. They were already coming up to the Marathon store. They weren't gonna send the police in there and kill Nipsey. Y'all goofy. Oh, the police. Why the government just let the police do it? They not gonna do that. That's everybody. It's too. You can't even argue it. Then it's way too obvious. But if you send one of your own in there, you send one of their own in there, and have him do it. Now it's more blurry because there's a narrative here. He did call Shitty a snitch in front of everybody. So that's a motive for Shitty to kill Nip without it having the government attached to it. You see what I'm saying? Man, y'all gotta be smart and wise it up, bro. This shit ain't hard to figure it out. Y'all think this shit a game? Man, government will take your ass out in a minute. And I'm not no conspiracy theorist type person, bro. I'm not even on that type shit. Not at all. But I know common sense and I know bullshit when I see it. You know what I'm saying? Then on top of that, the dude, the killer, Eric Holder, gets away for 36 hours. Nobody can find this dude. How is that? How is it everybody in the neighborhood knew who the shooter was on the dime? Everybody knew it was Shitty Cuz. It was just the details that just got out. It was a reason why they didn't tell nobody for 36 hours that it was Shitty Cuz. They were giving the boy enough time. It's a reason why. Think about it. LAPD knew who that was immediately because everybody in the neighborhood saw him shooting him. And everybody in the neighborhood knew Shitty. They knew who this was. So they already told the police, hey, that was Shitty Cuz that killed Nip. That was Shitty Cuz. So why didn't the police release that information immediately so that he could have been apprehended immediately? Why did the police wait 24 hours to release that information about Shitty Cuz? They waited that long for a reason. They were giving him time to get the fuck away. They were giving him time to get this shit together so they can do it the way they want to do. Come on, y'all. Don't be stupid. Any other time, if you had to kill the police officer and everybody know who did it, God forbid, this shit out. Why didn't they inform the press to put it out about Eric Holder for over 24 hours? Or damn near 24 hours. A whole day, basically, either way. A whole full day. That's a reason for that. They waited 24 hours. Then when they find the man, they find him at a mental hospital, trying to check into a mental hospital. Are you kidding me? Are y'all kidding me? Do y'all really believe this shit? They found this man trying to check into a mental hospital. One of the people who worked at the mental hospital, at the mental facility, noticed that he was the shooter that had been on TV, and they called in. So you go from being super thug that killed Nip in front of everybody to checking into a mental hospital, and that's how you get caught. The man got caught trying to check into a mental hospital. Then, you know, the girl who was the getaway driver, it was a female getaway driver, because what the killer did, what shit he did when he killed, to set it up, he had the girl parked down the street in the alley behind the Marathon Stores Plaza. So he smoothly walked up, killed Nip, kicked him in the face, walked back through the alley. When he did that, he didn't even tell the girl that he had shot Nip, allegedly. That's what the girl said. Because she turned herself in and told the folks what happened. She said she didn't even know he killed Nip. She said all she knew was he had hopped in the car. He didn't act like nothing was wrong or nothing. He was so casual. So she didn't think to ask nothing. He didn't get in the car acting weird. So she just drove off. And then, you know, that's possible. I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's possible. It's possible. And it's possible that she waited because she didn't know what the hell that was going to happen. But I don't know. What's her relation with the government, too? For her to even be with a nigga that everybody know is a known snitch. What you with this nigga for anyway? What you got going on? You know what I'm saying? Why is you with a nigga that everybody in the hood know working with the government? And what a coincidence. The person who killed Nip is a known informant. He's known to work with the government. Man, come on, man. It's a coincidence that the person who killed Nip was already known. It was confirmed that this man worked with the government. He was a government informant. Then Nip had already been beefing with the police. That's what the police ain't telling y'all. Nip had already been, the police had been coming up to Nip's store, harassing him. You know what I'm saying, harassing the patrons of that plaza. They had already been, the police had already been on Nip. That was the real reason why Nip had wrote that letter to the LAPD asking him to meet with them. It wasn't just about gang violence and creating a relationship with the community and the police. That was a huge factor in it, absolutely. He wanted to better the community because he was being affected by what they were doing, by them harassing him too. But one of the main things in addition to that was the fact they were harassing him directly. So now he's like, yo, we got to call these folks and see what's up, because they not only harassing me, they harassing the whole community. LAPD didn't want that. Everybody knows they've been trying to push them people out that area for the longest, because they're building that area up, because the Los Angeles Rams have now came into town and they need that area. White people trying to come from Bellflower and they leaving that shit. They're starting to want to come downtown LA or come closer into the city of LA so that they can be able to frequent at the spots. They want to be able to walk to the LA Rams game. They don't want to drive an hour into the game. They don't want to drive an hour to see the Lakers play. They want to be able to walk right over to the stadium. And taking over areas like Crenshaw and Long Beach and all that, that allows them to do that. So they start harassing them, making people, residents that's already been in their neighborhood want to say, man, I'm ready to leave. Then you got somebody like Nipsey telling those residents, no, don't leave. In fact, buy more property in the area right now. Buy the hood up. That was Nipsey's initiative. Buy the hood up. The white folks don't want to hear that shit. Man, I'm just giving y'all new details. What's up, Lou Keezy TV? My guy Lou Keezy TV in the room. And I'm just giving y'all the new facts on what's going on because I see the news is not telling y'all what's really going on. The news ain't telling y'all that LAPD been harassing them people. And then I'm finna give y'all some more game. I'm finna put y'all up on some more game. That that tribute, the Nipsey Hussle tribute that they did out there in LA, it was no violence, bro. CNN trying to report that people got stabbed and there was somebody shooting. That shit is totally a lie. There were no gunshots that went off. The only thing that happened was somebody dropped a beer bottle, and when they dropped the beer bottle, everybody's already on 10 because of what happened. Trying to figure out whether it's legit or not. We running. We gonna figure this shit out later. Everybody running. So that's what happened. But it was no gun shootings. Nobody got stabbed. All that shit is totally lies, bro. And this is coming from people directly that were there that night. One of those people, Rizza Islam, shout out to the NOI. Rizza Islam was on his live feed doing the tribute. He on his live feed doing the tribute. Ain't nobody shooting or stabbing around him. Everybody was playing Nipsey Hussle music. They were laughing and tripping, you know, hanging out, chilling, smoking, drinking, just hanging out. And coming together as a community, doing exactly what Nipsey Hussle would have wanted them to do in that situation. Don't kill each other. Y'all come together and drink and smoke for me, man. Man, listen, play my music, man. Remember me, but don't kill each other. LA wasn't even on that shit, bro. LA wasn't doing no dumb shit. LA done grew up a lot, bro. LA gangbanging has advanced a lot. A lot of niggas in LA ain't on no dumb shit like they used to be. Now, it's still niggas is just gang banging, and the gang banging culture still exists to a certain degree, but it's nothing like it used to be, bro. People are much more educated now, and niggas got way more opportunities. So the niggas who realize they got more opportunities, they capitalize. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guy, Lou Keezy TV. You know what I'm saying? He said he having a rough, long day at work. Hey, man, the thing about it is you ain't work, bro. Because there's a lot of folks out here wishing they can collect a paycheck right now. I was just looking at on the news here in Memphis locally, and I ain't going to stay away from this too long because I want to stay on Nipsey. That people were going down to the DMV here locally in Memphis to get their driver's license so they can start working different jobs and get hired. And the DMV was turning the people down, just being low down. We don't want you to work. We're going to find a reason why you can't get a license today, so you can't get a job. So a lot of people are going on to and voice their concerns about this shit. So I was just saying that to say, bro, it's a blessing to even have a job, bro. Nothing else. Man, if you can't think about nothing else in a bad day, think about what you do get. You got a job. You know what I'm saying? You got a way to provide for yourself and your family. It might not be much, but it's something. Slow motion better than no motion. That's what the game will tell you any day. You just have to stay down, be patient, and keep you a master plan, man. That's the key to this shit. You best believe I ain't got everything I want right now. Look at this shit on me. This bullshit ass shit. But I ain't gonna complain too much because it's better than what before I was living in this house, I was sleeping in my van, bro. Facts. You understand me? Shit had went bad with my jug that I was jugging while I was out in Atlanta. And my jug had went south. So a nigga had to sleep in his van, get how he live out the mud all over again. And you know, I'm taking baby steps. You know what I'm saying? So I just say all that to say, man, stay strong, stay positive, bro, stay down, and build a game plan. Oh, but you got to realize you never know how petty. You got to realize some people miserable, bro. That customer could be somebody jealous of the fact you got a job and they the customer. I appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? That customer could look at that fact, man, that you got a job and they don't have a job. Some of the customers might not even have jobs, bro. And they might be jealous of the fact that you got one. Or they might have a job and they want your job instead of the job they got. Or they could be at home getting smacked around, getting shitted on, dogged out, talk crazy too. And then they come in the store, they already got demons they battling with. So, you know, I feel you, bro, because I deal with customer service myself. I work with Bite Squad, delivering food and all that shit. And one thing I had to learn dealing with people, man, you never know how fucked up people world is. Motherfucker might have just got dogged out, anything, and they taking it out on you. They don't mean no harm towards you personally. They just mad at their own situation. So people will get petty. They'll be miserable deep down. It might be stuff you can't read. You can't always read that they miserable. They might not look miserable, But they made you miserable, so they let you know that they were miserable because misery loves company. If you positive and everything going good, you ain't finna be on no petty shit because things going too good to be petty. So know that if somebody being petty, it's because personally, they life already fucked up before they even walked in their store, homie, or they even walked in your place of business. They was already on some goofy shit. Their life was already fucked up for whatever reason. So, you know what I'm saying? Take that as an opportunity anyway, man. I love you anyway, whatever going on. Smile at them, man. You all right? I had a lady I was at A&R barbecue with, and I'm ordering food. She just got a nasty attitude towards everybody. She going off on the staff. She had an attitude towards me. But I started smiling. I said, "Maybe you all right? Because you seem a little pissed today. You all right?" But I'm smiling and showing her love, and it changed her whole day. Because we got to talking about it, and that was what it was. Exactly. So, you know, back on this part, on the Nipsey Hussle situation, bruh, that shit is fucked up that they changing that narrative like that to try to make it simple when that shit was a lot deeper than what it was. LAPD had been harassing Nipsey's spot. They had been on Nipsey. That's why Nipsey hired all those police officers to shoot the video just days before his death. He had a death threat days before his death. Nipsey had a death threat. That's why they hired 10 police officers for him to shoot that video with John Legend. And they had to book out the top 2 floors of the garage that they shot the video in so that they can take extra security measures to keep people away from Nipsey. You see what I'm saying? So you got Nipsey telling the people, buy the block up, buy the hood up. He teaching ownership. They don't want that. The police want somebody they can pick on. Because if they ain't got nobody else to pick on, they finna get laid off. You don't need them. You ain't hired 10 million police officers in a small town because you don't need that many police officers. So if niggas start acting right and start carrying themselves in the way that Nipsey was pushing niggas to do, now the police start losing their job. So now the police ain't gonna do that. They gonna sweat the situation. They gonna amp it up a little bit because they need trouble so they can keep their job. So they need something to police. So they'll create something to police. As sick as it is, that's the world we live in. We live in a world where we're forced to eat on each other in order to survive. And the police do that. They eat on us in order to survive. They find ways to pick crimes on us just to file police reports. Because if they don't, they run the risk of losing their job. When they start doing cutbacks, you ain't never filed no police reports, and you in the area ain't no crime, guess what? You the first police officer they gonna get rid of. You're not ever getting promoted because you ain't never get involved in shit. You ain't never involved in no big takedowns. So unfortunately, the society creates an environment that forces all of us to eat off each other. And it's unfortunate because police have an upper hand that none of us have. They have an advantage point we don't have, which is they're going to have the benefit of a doubt with the law, with the judicial system. Every time around, they're going to get the benefit of a doubt, which is totally stupid anyway. But anyway, that's what was going on with Nipsey. Them folks was harassing Nip. Nip started emailing the police, telling them, hey, let's meet up so we can discuss a way to create a better relationship and create more dialogue in the community between the police and the community. They don't want that shit. You kidding me? They don't want that. They don't want peace. Niggas gonna start losing jobs then. Police getting laid off. They want smoke so they can keep a job. The more smoke, the more police need to be hired. So I'm not giving y'all no government conspiracy theory shit. This shit common sense. It ain't no conspiracy theorist bullshit. This shit common sense, nigga. If your job, I don't care if it's Walmart, bro. If the traffic at Walmart slows down, there's no demand to keep you there, they gonna get rid of your muck ass. Fuck you think it is? So they doing the same shit. So the police doing it. Nip telling the community buy the hood back and all that. Then what a coincidence. The day the dude kills Nip is the day that Nip police that Nipsey Hussle's bodyguard takes off work, or he's scheduled to be off work. That day, what a coincidence! You kill Nip the day his bodyguard is off work. You think that this nigga planned all that? He got that lucky? Just some regular ass nigga? Nah. Y'all better wake up, pay attention to everything. Pay attention to the fact he killed Nip on the day Nip's bodyguard was off work. Pay attention to the fact, why was he even there anyway? Question it. Ask yourself, why would this man even approach Nip? He know Nip ain't finna fuck with you. Everybody in the hood know you a snitch. Why would Nip fuck with you? Nip ain't fucking with you like that. The reason why he walked up on Nip because he knew Nip was gonna confront him about being a snitch. The police had already set that shit up. Hey man, we need you to go to Nip because he had been working with the government anyway, so this is not uncommon. So for folks to say, oh, he was working with the government and conspired to kill Nip, nigga, he was already working with the government. That's confirmed. Everybody in the neighborhood will tell you that. He was already working with the government. Folks got paperwork on him to prove it. He was working with the government already. So why wouldn't he work with the government on something that big and make himself a legend? He made himself a legend. Even if it ain't for the right thing, Eric Holder, aka Shitty Cuz, is a legend now. All over the world for the rest of his life, he's a legend. Even if it's not for the right thing, he is now infamous because he is Nipsey Hussle's killer. If nothing else, he able to carry that title for the rest of his life. And after you shame a man and strip them of their pride, their dignity, and their face card in front of everyone, that's what happened. They said, look, we need you to approach Nip. Nip gonna call you out about being a snitch because that's how Nip is. Nip is gonna tell you the real because that's how he is. You know what I'm saying? He gonna call you out, especially when you've been a detriment to the community. He gonna tell you in front of everybody so everybody know not to fuck with you. Once he do that, you gonna get in your feelings and you gonna do your thing. That's all we need you to do. And that's what the fuck happened. So, and then what a coincidence. They had already told the man, look, Nipsey Hussle's bodyguard ain't even with him today. He off work. What a coincidence you happen to pull this shit off to even try this shit. The fact you even tried, even if he didn't pull it off, the fact he even tried it on the day his bodyguard wasn't at work. Out of all the days you tried it that day, then y'all got to pay attention. Nipsey had just said right before he died, he tweeted out, Nipsey himself tweeted this out. Having strong enemies is a blessing. He didn't just say having enemies as a blessing. He said having strong enemies, meaning he was specifically thinking about strong enemies that he has when he made that tweet. Shitty Cuz was not a strong enemy because he was operating by himself. He was a loner out here. He was just a foot soldier who had got his face card taken and now you known as a snitch. He was not a strong enemy at all. What other enemy was Nip talking about? Nip wasn't beefing with the Crips and the Bloods in the city. Wasn't no Crips and Bloods beefing with Nip. Nip had a no-go symbol on top of his head everywhere he went. It's a no-go, homie. Don't rob Nip, don't steal from Nip, and you damn sure better not shoot or kill Nip. That was already understood throughout LA with everybody. And it wasn't no you better not. It was a respect factor. Yo, we love Nip. We love what Nip is pushing. We love what he's trying to do. We love the fact he's still in our community. He one of us. So therefore, we ain't touching Nip, bro. We not finna fuck with Nip. We let Nip do his thing here because Nip doing the right thing here. Nip put niggas on. He get niggas up out of this shit. Nip didn't have no problem with the Crips in that city. He ain't had no problem with the Bloods in that city. So who else was he talking about when he said having strong enemies? Having strong enemies is a blessing. Who else was he talking about if he ain't talking about no street shit? Obviously, he talking political. Think about it. If you just beefing with Shitty Cuz, that ain't no strong enemy, especially after you done called this nigga snitch and embarrass him in front of everybody. He'll whip to you in your eyes. Nigga's a joke. Get him the fuck away from over here. Because if he was a strong enemy, Nip wouldn't even talk to him that way. And Nip wouldn't even allow him to get that close up on him. They obviously identified him as a weak enemy. Even if he was an enemy, he wasn't a strong enemy, he was a weak enemy. That's how they even allowed him to get so close to Nip. Another thing is they killed him on a day. What a coincidence. Nobody around Nip had a gun. Nip didn't even have no type of people around him. Again, Nip's bodyguard was off work that day. What a coincidence. They killed him the day his bodyguard happened to be off work, spending time with his family. What a coincidence. Eric Holder, after all this crazy shit happened, ends up at a mental facility when they find him. Now, I want y'all to keep something in mind. Whenever the government does stuff, when they have the government, whenever people kill people in high-profile murders, those people are always questioned with mental insanity. Their mental insanity is always in question. Their sanity is always in question. They always be them type of people that was either at a mental hospital, they have mental hospital history, or end up in a mental hospital later on. Oh my God, y'all gotta peep the signs, bro. This shit's so obvious, bro. This one is so obvious. At first, I was the one telling y'all that this was not no conspiracy theory shit. It was some simple shit that happened. That was my first approach. Go look at my first videos on this shit. Then I look at everything that happened. I'm like, hell no. Hell no. He had just got out of jail. The nigga who killed Nip had a history of having bodies and shit. Now, I don't know if he had bodies on paper, but he had bodies in the streets for sure. This is shit other Crips and shit already confirmed. They not gonna put they not finna put a murder rap on anybody's head unless they know for sure. That's one thing about the hood. The hood ain't giving no nigga no murder rap unless you for sure murder the nigga. You understand me? Niggas know for sure you did it. Seen you do, or just know for sure you did. For whatever reason they know for sure. Niggas ain't giving you that type of rep for no reason in the hood. He already had the rep, Eric Holder, shitty cuz of being a murderer in the hood. So how you put yourself in the mind of a nigga who's already killed somebody before? He already killed people, so killing Nip wasn't no thing to him. Because he done killed niggas before. Especially after Nip embarrassed him in front of his own neighborhood. You walking up, put yourself in the killer's shoes. You walk up to Nip. Nip embarrasses you. What the fuck you gonna do? You ain't got shit else. You can be a legend in the neighborhood now. Man, he already took my face card from me, so my face card ain't no good in the neighborhood. My rep is terrible. So what else can you do to make your presence forever known in the neighborhood and not be died known as just a simple snitch? You kill a nigga. Instead of just being a regular bad guy, you turn into an all-time bad guy, a Hall of Fame bad guy. And that's what he was. He looked at it like shit. The government basically played him. Shit, if I'm going to be known as a bad guy in the hood, niggas already disgrace me. I might as well be known as the biggest, baddest guy of all time in the hood. The nigga who took out the king of the hood. I'm the one that took out the king of the hood. But you got to remember, he didn't do that alone. There's no way in the world he got lucky enough to kill Nipsey on the day Nipsey happened to be unprotected. What a coincidence. You catch Nip that day. Nip hadn't even been up into the store that long. And he was just going up there to get his friend some gear. That was the whole reason Nipsey was even at the store. Because his homeboy had just got out of jail doing 20 years. And his homeboy came home. And he didn't want his homeboy to go see his folks looking bummy and shit. So he said, nigga, pull up at the store. Nigga, I'm finna get you right. We gonna make sure when you show up at your folks' house, you looking good. Nigga, you shining. You looking good. So Nip said, I'm gonna pull up at the store. Meet me at the store. Nipsey's friend, the nigga who had just got out, Nipsey's homie, had his nephew drive him to the store. Those were the two people who got shot. Remember, it was 3 people that got shot, Nip and 2 other people. The 2 other people was Nipsey's homeboy who had just got out of jail that day, and his nephew who drove him to the store. Coincidentally, he had nothing to do with the shit. These 2 niggas ain't got nothing to do with the shit. They just happened to be there and got shot. My thing is, man, I ain't gonna lie, I think dude gonna live with that for the rest of his life. The homie who just got out, because he like, damn, Nip showed up to the store just to get me right, just to get me some gear. And he got killed. And I couldn't do shit to save the man. I ain't pushing the nigga on the ground or nothing to stop him from shooting after the first hit. Because his attention was distracted. It wasn't like he was aware of fully engaged in all of his surroundings. His head wasn't on the swivel. When he shot Nipsey, shitty cuz, aka Eric Holder, his head was not on the swivel. He was focused on Nipsey and he was focused on trying to get away. He shot Nipsey first couple times. Clow, clow, clow. Nipsey dropped to the ground. Nipsey sits up. Nipsey still living to try to get away. He sits up on his back, like on his elbows, on his arms. He sits up, props himself, trying to scoot away. The dude, shitty cuz, noticed it. Shitty turns around like, damn, this nigga still living? I can't believe it was that easy. You could tell he was surprised it was that easy. You could tell. He was shocked. When he saw that it was that easy to kill Nip, he was shocked. Because the first thing he turned right back around and said, damn, it's that easy? Ain't nobody got no strap or nothing? He was expecting to shoot him. The times he shot him and get the fuck out of here, he was like, that one time I hit him, if that ain't good enough, so be it, but I got to get out of here. After he saw that, damn, ain't nobody got the strap, it's that easy, and this nigga still living? Fuck this nigga. He walked up on him and shot him again. Then he saw Nip was still living. Nip was still fighting, still breathing. Nip being the warrior he is at heart. The nigga walked up to him and shot him in the head. Then he kicked him in the face and ran down the alley. Man, if y'all don't think that shit was government conspire, I don't know what to tell y'all. Y'all don't know what to tell y'all. Then who else would have told this nigga after you to... How do you walk up so calmly and walk away so calmly after you done kicked the nigga in the face? He was already trained to do that. He was already taught to do that. Hey, when you shoot the man, make sure you walk off smoothly or jog off smooth. He didn't walk off smooth, he jogged off smooth. Make sure you jog off smoothly, hop in the car smoothly. Don't let nobody know you did. Man, y'all better wake up. Y'all better wake up for real, man. This shit ain't no joke. That shit that all the then he ended up in a mental hospital. Like I said, y'all got to keep in mind. Whenever somebody whenever the government uses people like that, they always question their mental stability. They always end up being crazy, lunatic. You know what I'm saying? You go look at the different people that was into some political shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the bombers and shit. The ones where it was questionable whether or not the government was involved, them motherfuckers be mentally deranged and crazy. Like the person who shot John Lennon. Crazy motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Plenty of motherfuckers, man. When they even commit bombings and shit, a lot of motherfuckers, they be off in the head or they've already had questionable mental capacity. So they already basically crazy motherfuckers anyway. What a coincidence, the same situation with this nigga. He checked into a hospital, mental hospital. That's how he got caught, trying to check into a mental hospital. Does that even add up to the same nigga who killed Nip? I think the government knew dude was mentally, ain't no question. They knew the boy was mentally off anyway. He was weak. I think that his surroundings and his upbringing fucked him up to the point where he was weak. And it's after so long, him being a weakling, but he now being known as a snitch, being labeled weak, that shit up. Especially when Nip triggered him saying, hey, you a snitch. But they already knew that. That's why they put him there. Government not gonna put some random motherfucker in the hood to go kill Nip. That stick out like a sore thumb. Why was he even over here anyway? This random ass nigga. And you damn sure wasn't finna get no, you know what I'm saying? So only who else could they get to do it? Somebody who blended in their community. Somebody their community was already familiar with. They played him against Nip. So what I'm saying? So this shit real deep, bro. This shit deeper than rap, bro. This shit is definitely more deeper than somebody trying. Oh, it's just some simple shit where a nigga got jealous and he took it personal because Nip called him a snitch. Man, ain't got shit to do that. Why the LAPD ain't telling y'all they was harassing that man's store before he even got killed? Why they not telling y'all about the fact Nipsey Hussle had death threats prior to the killing? Nipsey had death threats just days before the kill. That's why he hired out a police officer for the video shoot. Well, he probably hired Atlantic probably hired him or whoever probably hired him. But they were hired to secure that situation so that everybody felt secure on the set. Ain't no coincidence. He was already being threatened before Eric Holden. That's why I'm saying it's political. Now, if he had never had any death threats recently, then it's a little hard. It's a little more blurry. But when you've already just got death threats a few days prior to you getting killed, and the person who killed you already has a working relationship with the government. He's already worked with the government on shit before, taking down niggas in the community. He already had that relationship. So this is very viable. This is not just some shit I'm pulling out my ass, bro. This ain't no shit I created up. He already was working with the government, nigga. So why wouldn't he work with the government on a project they already been working on too that they couldn't penetrate? Which is getting Nipsey up out of here. Nipsey got the hood talking about buying the block back and stop killing each other. They don't want that shit. And you know what's so sad? They ain't gonna stop because guess what? I got a feeling LA finna rise up even more and do more positive shit in the name of Nipsey now. Y'all just made it worse. They really not finna go do no dumb shit now because they know now. Now niggas in the city know. I mean, the government just trying to turn us against each other. So for that reason, I'm not gonna shoot you today. Even though normal circumstances, I would probably be warranted to. But I'm not going to shoot you today because of the fact I know the government want me to do that. They want us to get up out of here. That's what LA finna do. LA finna rise up and be smarter and wiser already than they already were. Because they're gonna be out to prove, bro, that we didn't kill our own homie. We didn't kill this man. This shit ain't had nothing to do with that. And then, like I said, those tributes, the Nipsey Hussle tribute did not end in violence. All that was a beer bottle drop. Somebody dropped a beer bottle they were drinking. And everybody was already on 10, so niggas just scattered out running in fear. The news, you got to realize this, folks. Nobody wants to hear a plane land safely. Call them when the shit blew up or somebody hijacked. Nobody want to hear about a plane landing safely. The news can't sell positivity. Well, they can sell it, but they choose not. They're not going to sell it. They need negativity to feed on because that's what sells them. That's what gets views up and that's what gets their advertisement dollars. So with that being said, they don't want to hear about a peaceful rally where everybody was singing Kumbaya and we shall overcome. They don't want to hear about y'all laughing and kicking and hanging with and bumping Nipsey. That's boring. They want a stampede. They want a shooting or a stabbing because that's the shit they can. Oh, Lord, look at the niggers. Look at the niggers. Nipsey gets killed. Now they killing each other. It adds up with the narrative that this shit wasn't political. They were killing each other anyway. It's just another nigga killed another nigga. They want that narrative, bro. You gotta look. It benefits them, ratings wise. I'm explaining to you how it benefits them. It gets their ratings up because some shit didn't happen, which in turn gives them more advertisement dollars. That's the game plan, bro. You see what I'm saying? It's just like me right now. I'm making more videos than I ever have dealing with this Nipsey Hussle shit. Just being honest with you, one of the reasons why, because it's so much coverage on it, it's through the roof. I would be remiss to miss out on this opportunity. And sadly, to report the truth, because the good thing about it is I have important information that nobody else is really sharing. I have very exclusive information on a couple people sharing. Shout out to Big Gooch out there in Crenshaw, and shout out to a few other Crips out there. Shout out to Big U. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed and a few others that's putting this information out, but it ain't that many. It's like 1 or 2, 3 of us. It's only like 3 of us on the whole internet right now that's even telling y'all about the fact that LA police have been harassing a Nip. They have been harassing Nip's store. So this ain't no random shit. Then all of a sudden, Nipsey get a death threat days before the video shoot. On top of the fact the police been harassing his store. On top of the fact he been telling them to buy back the community. Don't let the LA Rams and the gentrification issue push the black people out of our community that we done had 30, 40 years. Buy the hood up. Don't let them push it out. Because they building the new Rams stadium, so they need these niggas to get the fuck out the way so they can put all these white folks over here. So and these new millennials and these high class people, they can walk to the games and shit. Yeah, I read that. I saw that Luke Easy TV said, had I read that article? Absolutely, I read that article. What they did was they hired. I ain't seen what you mean the zoomed in footage. Tell me what you're talking about. I want to know what you're talking about. What zoomed in footage? Just Luke Easy TV said, have I seen any zoomed in footage? What zoomed in footage of what? Because if it's a new. Yes, that's why they shot. Smart Remarks came in. Shout out to Smart Remarks. Yes, that is facts. There's no question. It's not no rumors. It's not no internet bullshit. That is facts. That's why they hired. That's what Luke Easy TV was just asking me about. Okay, Nipsey Hussle shot. For those who don't know, Nipsey Hussle shot a video days before his death with John Legend and DJ Khaled. They shot this video on the top of a parking garage in LA. They had already received death threats leading up to the video. So what they did was to take extra precautionary measures. They booked out they rented out the top 2 floors of the parking garage where Nipsey Hussle shot that video. They rented out those top 2 floors. Then they also hired 10 more. They hired 10 extra police officers in addition to the normal security detail that they already used. So they had the normal security detail that they already used, which is Nipsey bodyguard, his team, plus 10 more police officers. Police officers, not just regular security companies or you know, it's like they hired police officers to do this, to provide their security. That's how serious they were about the threat. Then y'all got to remember on top of that, Nipsey had just tweeted hours before, an hour before he died, having strong enemies is a blessing. Having strong enemies. The key word in that tweet is strong. So he was not talking about some local snitch nigga. That's not a strong enemy to him. Especially not if ain't nobody else in the hood respecting him. So he operating on his own in a sense. Ain't nobody respecting you. So he's not the strong enemy Nipsey was referring to. That's not true at all. Nipsey knew he had enemies. Nipsey even talked about this in interviews. Come on, y'all, don't believe me. Yes, absolutely smart remarks. They weren't even just armed security. They were police officers. They were more than just armed security. They were police officers. Nip already got an armed bodyguard with him anyway. And they got they got their crew. They, he hires his Crips to do the job because that's his crew. But in addition to his crew, they had to hire 10 police officers. So I want you to make sure when you, it wasn't just unarmed security. It was 10 police officers. That's a different level of security. You understand what I'm saying? They already knew what the issue was, so they was already taking precautionary measures. Then the LA police had already been harassing Nip's business. They had already been coming there sweating people and all that stuff. So y'all got to wake up and recognize all that. This ain't just no situation that developed right on the spot. Like, oh, this dude came in here and committed a random killing. And, it was just him acting alone out of pure emotion. No. How he get that lucky to where he even caught Nip on his day out where the bodyguard wasn't at work that day? How you catch Nip after Nip already knows security is hype? How you so happy to catch Nipsey on the day his bodyguard out work? Daisha. Deep. So this ain't just nobody operating out of emotion where it's some Nipsey situation where Nipsey just happened to be caught slipping by a homie that didn't like him and was jealous of him. That was true. They used his jealousy. The government used that boy's jealousy to kill him. See, they make this shit really laced up to where it's hard to decipher. That's why they the fucking government. They not gonna do this shit sloppy and make it easy for y'all to figure out it was political. They're gonna add a narrative to it that disguises the original narrative. That's how they do this shit. They not stupid. You think they stupid? They gonna just leave this shit sloppy and where everybody can figure it out. That's what I'm saying. Hella weird. Then think about it. On top of the dude getting murdered, the dude who murdered him was able to get away for 36 hours. Why didn't the police? Everybody in that shopping center knew this dude. He wasn't no random nigga. So when he shot Nipsey, everybody in the neighborhood word got out quick that Shitty had shot Nip. Eric Holder shot Nipsey. Why didn't the police release this information right away? Anybody else get killed? If it was one of them that got killed, they would have released that information right away. The manhunt would have been on the go immediately. Why did they wait 24 hours to release the information on Eric Holder when they already knew Eric Holder was a suspect all along? All you need, even if he ain't the suspect, you release the information out to say, hey, he's a person of question. He's a person of interest that we want to talk to because he was seen there. People identify him at the scene. Why did they wait 24 hours to release this information? Come on, y'all. Then all of a sudden they find the dude at a mental hospital. The same way other questionable political assassinations happen. The killers end up being like some mentally unstable person that they has no credibility, so nobody really gonna believe him anyway. What a coincidence. Same shit, y'all. Come on. The homie didn't get caught in a trap house. He didn't even kill himself. The homie got caught trying to check into a mental facility. Somebody with questionable mental stability. Yeah, he was trying to check into it. He was trying to check into the mental health facility. This is what happened. He tried to check in, and one of the people at the mental health facility noticed him from the guy on TV, noticed that he was the shooter that was on TV, and they called it in. He was trying to check into a mental health facility. Now, come on, y'all. It's so many pieces and components of this situation that you can just isolate alone and question and say, hold on, that alone don't even add up. Like the tweet. Smart remarks was just about the tweet. The tweet alone makes it somewhat skeptical. Because all of a sudden, why is this tweet popping up to where it's nothing, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, Nipsey got a tweet saying having strong enemies is a blessing. What a coincidence. This tweet pops up an hour before you die. You really think Nipsey was talking about a local snitch nigga? That's why he shoot his ass away. He didn't think nothing of this nigga. He didn't value this nigga's threat or his potential as a threat. That's why he talked to him like that. If he truly valued homie's potential as a threat, and Nipsey know niggas standing around him ain't nobody got no gun, you think Nipsey would talk crazy to a nigga like that? No. No. Yeah, I never really seen or heard Nipsey ever mention anything like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, all this weird shit happened. Several isolated incidents that make this thing questionable. So that's why I say y'all can't be no fools. Stay in school. Man, these folks will play you in a minute. Have you out here looking stupid. That's their job to cover this shit up, bro, and make it look reasonable. They sat down and thought about that shit, bro. It ain't no coincidence they killed this man on the day his bodyguard was off work. That shit ain't no coincidence. Then you happen to kill the man in a very small instance of time that he went up to the store. Then you happen to kill the man in front of everybody and make a statement, a political statement. When they killed Martin Luther King, it was a political statement. They killed the man in front of everybody. When they killed Malcolm, they killed that man and made it a political statement. They killed him in front of everybody. They want to send fear through the neighborhood to send a message. They wanted to aggravate the neighborhood. They want the neighborhood to riot. They wanted the neighborhood to riot. They were hoping that the neighborhood riot. Because it gave them more reason to push these niggas out of there. Like, see what happened? One of them get killed, and then they burn the whole neighborhood around. This is why we need to push them up out of here, push them to the suburbs, out of LA, so we can allow the rich and the higher class to come in here so that they can take care of LA the way it needs to be taken care of. That's their narrative. Man, y'all better peep game. Wake up. This Ed Memphis. This is Square Business segment. And I'm out, folks. I'll probably be back on either this evening around 7:30, 8 o'clock, or I'll be back on tomorrow at noon. You already know. I just want to say that before I left, folks. Y'all, man, please, if you don't listen to me, go back and look at the information yourself. Go look at the tweet. Think about it. Go look at the fact, think about how they set that up. What a coincidence. He didn't get that lucky to where he was able to kill Nip on the day his bodyguard was off work. And he got away. Yeah, appreciate that smart remarks, man. Make sure y'all hit that sub button. Man, I appreciate that so much, man. And keep coming in, man. Keep chatting with your boy. Because, man, I need y'all to help make this show go right. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all input. I engage with y'all just as much as y'all engage with me. I'm not one of them other cats that don't acknowledge the people in here. Y'all more important than I am, because if y'all don't show up, guess what? The video don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you. So I appreciate y'all. This is Ed Memphis. This is Square Business segment. Catch me on Twitter at